I think there's a lot we found out in this Colts-Jags game. A lot about the Jags, a lot about the Colts and their identity of who they're going to be this year. Um, Starting on the Jag side, I thought Trevor Lawrence played okay. I think one thing he has to work on as well too. He's got to get the ball out quicker. He's shaking off some rust. It's the beginning of the season, so I do. I said I give him grace. It's the beginning of the season. I'm not going to bash anybody. Um, but I thought that he was well. He was hitting his spots. He was mildly efficient out there. I thought that uh, Trevor could have. There's some throws that he shouldn't have made. He didn't make. He did make. But he was mildly efficient. 24 for 32, 241, two touchdowns, one INT, which was off a tip, and then two sacks. So a good game. He did what he needed to do on ground. Seven rushes, 21 yards. And so he's being elusive as well too. They ran the ball on a whole. They ran the ball well, 35 times, 105 yards, two touchdowns. It's a good running back showing. With ETN and as well as Tank Bisbee, who was toting that thing. But the big thing is, man, it felt good. It was good to see Ridley out there. We almost forget how good Ridley is as far as just making plays, coming back to the ball. Making eluding DBs. You talk about a guy who can really run the route tree and knows where to be on the field most of the time. Calvin Ridley is that guy. Calvin Ridley has a knack for being in the right place at the right time. He has a knack for making plays after the catch. He has a knack for having sure hands. This is a guy that came out, new offense, 8 for 101, one touchdown, 11 targets. You talk about a guy you put in front of him, he makes plays. What I also love, too, is Zay Jones. Zay Jones looked like, and him and Zay Jones and Trevor Lawrence do have a good relationship with each other. If you saw in the offseason, they did a lot of work with each other, like good friends. But Zay Jones, there's a connection they have, and Zay Jones does a really good job at finding spots. Well, he'll play this. Zay Jones does a really good job of finding spots on the field. He also does a really good job of showing Trevor Lawrence's numbers. Giving Trevor Lawrence a big target is what Zay Jones does. I think it's a good compliment to Calvin Ridley, and I will expect more out of this tandem throughout the season. You want to see that. You want to see that with your guys. This Jags defense is feisty. They're very feisty. And I talked about it last year. I thought they let up a little bit last year, this game, but I like their secondary. They got some guys who can really think in their secondary. Tyson Campbell, Andre Cisco. They really got some guys that can get after it there. They had 4 sacks this game. 6 tackles for loss. The guys were flying around there. They recovered. They recovered how many? I'm not sure how many fumbles they recovered. They recovered 2 fumbles. Well, I think it's on offense, but they played solid. And after watching the game, and I thought that you have a good core group of receivers. You have a good defense. The Jaguars really can make noise. Do I think from all first glance, right? Do I think they made a monumental step forward that's noticeable? No, but it's all execution at this point, right? You have a new weapon and Calvin Ridley, and of course Evan Ingram was out there making plays. I think that having a tight end like that's versatile. That versatile, you can split out wide and he can beat DBs one-on-one with a slant or go route. I like the fact that he's that much of a weapon. On the Colts side, it's. I thought, believe it or not, it was a lot more impressive than I thought. The Colts played a lot better than I thought they played. Anthony Richardson came in and, he threw 24 for 37, right? Touchdown, 1 interception, 4 sacks. Not bad. 10 carries, 40 yards, and 1 tub. This team needs Jonathan Taylor bad. This team, Jake Funk's a bailing guy, but he's not the option. Deion Jackson's not the guy. He went 13 for 14. You're gonna have to have somebody that's gonna bail Anthony Richardson out, and the guys that you have right now are not it. You need Jonathan Taylor, and nothing against those guys, but Jonathan Taylor was a weapon that can go and can make plays. You got Josh Downs, you got Michael Pittman, but the round game opens up the pass. You're not going to win the You're not going to win the game with Anthony Richardson throwing the ball 37 times. You're just not going to do it. It's not going to happen. But I really like what Jonathan Gannon did with the offense, and he simplified the offense for Richardson. He took the offense he did with Jalen Hurts, put those RPO concepts in there, allowed Anthony Richardson to kind of make some of his reads. He made some bad decisions, but that's going to happen the first game of the season. And I thought that he did a lot better than I expected. He's a lot more efficient than I expected. You know, if I told you that Anthony Richardson was going to have better showing and throw more touchdown passes than Joe Burrow week 1, you laugh at me, especially against the Jags defense. You laugh at me, right? But I don't think he should be used as a weapon as much. Anthony Richardson was used as a weapon, and that's a problem. The Colts defense is very solid, right? You can give him opportunities, but you want to make sure Anthony Richardson stays healthy. That's the most important thing. So a lot of what they did for Richardson was giving him the RPO option, giving him the read, look at the backers, look at the DN, and making a read off of that. So a lot of the play concepts we had with Jalen Hurts that got the Eagles to the Super Bowl, they're doing it right now with Indianapolis, which is kind of the reason why I see why they picked a guy like Anthony Richardson when they got Jonathan Gannon for this. Hey, I can make him successful like Hurts. That was probably the pitch of why they went after Anthony Richardson. Not saying that Anthony Richardson is Jalen Hurts, but the mindset of the guy. I do believe that Jalen Hurts is a little bit more advanced. Was more advanced in his game than Anthony Richardson. But we're gonna see if they can just keep off Anthony Richardson, not make him get beat up as much as he did before the game started. So we'll see what happens though with the Colts and the Jags. But for this one, I thought that we didn't really discover much, but we do have some good indications of some development that could happen throughout the season.